Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back.
Welcome back to the Backseat Banter podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Angelo. We'll get our little disclaimers out to start it off. Our opinions do not reflect the opinions of the DoD or the United States Navy. Go donate to Tap Cancer Out and to the national parks.
We got it.
Hell yeah. All right, dude. What's up, man?
Slept like absolute shit last night.
Yep.
Yesterday after the gym, I got like super faint and was just like not about it. Like
Right.
Anxiety
Dude,
was through the roof.
Anxiety's a bitch.
Yeah, it sucks. Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I am medicated.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Doing 2 days plus jujitsu, and I know I said I would stop, but I really like that. So I'm probably not going to.
Yeah.
Even though I probably should.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, I'm right there. If I had the time in my day to actually fit in 2 days, even though it probably isn't good for me, I would do it.
I don't think I hydrated well enough. And
yeah, that's a big one.
I damn sure didn't eat well enough yesterday.
Yeah.
It was just I don't know. How's your days been?
Oh, dude. Well, so I've had the last couple days off of work,
Nice.
which that really just makes it right
Mhm.
there. It is the days that I have to work that are just the worst.
Yeah. They are. I would not want to go to your job.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
dude,
that
it
much.
fucking sucks. The last 2 days that I've had off work, I've literally just been cleaning because that's something I neglect when I work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So part of that whole reason why I like really started like deep cleaning the house. So we had like the housing maintenance people here
Mhm.
this morning, and they're just doing like their annual like preventative maintenance shit, changing out filters, all that shit. And he goes to pull out the air filter out of the furnace, and he's sitting there before he pulls it out. He's like, "Do you know when the last time they changed this was?" I was like, "Brother, we've been here for 2 years. They have not changed it once."
Ooh.
And I'm not fucking paying for it.
No.
Like, it's a rental, dog.
Yeah.
He pulls it out. First off, the first thing I notice as he's pulling it out, the filter starts disintegrating.
Oh, cool.
Right? And so he starts like grabbing just everything in there and start pulling it out. It is probably 3 inches of just like dust and grime and hair and
Nastiness.
the most foul fucking thing
Yeah.
I have ever seen in my entire life.
Not even in the top 5 for me.
Well, the most foul filter I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my entire life. I've never seen, like, when I owned my own place, I would change those filters out every 3 months.
Speaking of that, since we are in the van,
Mm-hmm.
you should have seen the cabin air filter of this thing.
I mean, what is this, like a 95?
This was a 94, and it was a work van. And judging by all the local union stuff, there was a plumber, then it was a carpenter, and I believe we bought it from the carpenter. So we're only the third owner, but it's there were some cigarette smokes, lots of cigarettes. Under the seats, I think I've found 4 or 5 pack of Pall Malls. Just ugh. I cleaned this place, and honestly, it is kind of home now. I've slept in this thing and traveled in this thing, and it's just been a beautiful fucking
Now we're
little van.
podcasting in this thing.
Now we're podcasting in this thing, and I'm still gonna go camping in this motherfucking
Fucking
thing.
A, dude. And we'll podcast.
And we're gonna be
in the
podcasting
camping.
while we're camping in this thing.
Dude, I got that truck bed tent for my
Mhm.
truck. That thing is fucking sick.
I got a van.
I can stand up in that tent.
Why do you want to stand up in the tent? Well, you could stand up anywhere, bud.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
No. You
I
could
can't
up.
stand up here.
Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't.
All right. Oh shit, dude. So it sounded like you were telling me you had a pretty eventful week last week.
I did.
Tell
I
me
had a
about it.
pretty darn eventful week. So me and the old girlfriend, shout out to her, Haley.
She actually watches this too.
She actually watches
Dude, that's
this.
a dub.
That's a dub. We went to midget wrestling. It was
What was the promotion called?
Midgets with Attitude. Okay, that was the promotion. They put it on there. These guys were definitely seasoned vets.
Right.
Their heart wasn't in it anymore though. It was a real bummer.
Kind of pushing past their prime there a bit.
They tried hard, but at the end of the day, I had a great time just because of the company. Like I'm a firm believer. You could have a great time doing anything as long as the company is stellar, and it was. And I believe it reciprocated. We went on a date to this really nice a classy joint.
Yeah, dude. Me and Jordan were looking at going there too, and it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find anything on the menu that I was like excited about
Yeah.
though.
I
So
think
I was like, oh, I don't...
she was telling me the drinks there are phenomenal. Namely, their espresso martini.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, I could
I'm
fuck
a-
up an
I'm a-
espresso
yeah.
martini.
You and me both, brother. I'm excited. I want to go back there again with her. Afterwards, we went to the local pool hall establishment, and shot pool. This has been a week and a
Yeah.
half almost.
Yeah.
This weekend we went and saw Flip Turn.
Flip Turn.
It's a alternative rock band.
Okay.
It was really good.
Word.
Like they're stellar,
Okay.
stellar performance. That drummer was on something.
Hell yeah,
Like
dude.
the drummer was killing it.
That's sick.
Yeah. You okay there?
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. Dong. You could see it.
Yeah, you're gonna laugh
You're gonna
at
hear
that one. Sick, dude. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good week.
Damn good week.
Hell yeah, man.
Damn good week.
I love to hear that for you. I my week and a half, I guess. So I went to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
For a few days.
Oak
Wasn't
City.
too bad, Went and hit up some food spots that, unfortunately, we don't have anything even
Remotely,
close around here because we live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
So
But
of course, got some good tacos.
got some great tacos. I bet.
Got some hit up a barbecue spot.
I am
I
am a slut for barbecue.
Not to toot my own horn, but I think mine's a little better.
Must have not been Terry Black's.
It was not Terry Black's
Yeah,
because I wasn't gonna drive 3 hours to fucking Dallas.
Yeah.
When I was only there for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Did you have a rental?
I did.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Which was super funny, dude. Literally, we got the rental. Pulling out of the rental lot at the airport in Oklahoma City, get on the highway. As soon as I get on the highway, I'm right behind a work truck. They throw a rock, crack the windshield.
Nice.
I'm like, well, at least it's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my car.
Drive it like you stole it, man.
Yeah, dude. But no, they sent me down there for a work thing, and I still don't really understand why they sent me.
I feel like they needed to send someone, and they were like, "Who better than you?"
Yeah, but it was the conversations that were being had
were so above your level.
Oh my god, dude. It was like commanding officer level conversations, and I'm nowhere near that. I never will be. I have no desire to be. And so majority of it, I just sat there with, my hands crossed and I was twiddling my thumbs and I was like, I don't know what to do right now. See, I did get to like chime in every once in a while because
Yeah.
they were talking about like radio systems and shit, something like
Yeah.
shit that I could chime in on.
Like, yes, we have those.
Well, it was more so like, some of these engineers are like, well, what kind of indications are the operators seeing? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, this is what we're seeing.
Mm.
And I was only able to speak so much to it because it's been a little while since I've done that job.
What do you do now? Watch a lot of YouTube.
Yep.
I
No, I've most of the time when I'm at work, because I do have a lot of free time, I usually end up working on like homework. Or like I was talking to you the other night,
yeah.
starting to think about I'm thinking about going to school to be a physical therapist. I think we both are.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
so,
he's copying me.
hey, listen,
He is copying me. I'm getting out first. When do you get out?
like 2 months after you.
Okay, yeah. I'm getting out first, and he's an unoriginal bitch.
I might be in Ohio before you possibly would be up there though.
Yeah.
Because of like Skillbridge and Terminal and shit.
I'm
I know you're kicking that around.
I'm kicking
You're kicking
lots
a
of
lot of
things
things
around because there's a lot of good programs.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And frankly, there's some reasons I might want to stay. Anyway, the big 1,000-pound gorilla in the room that I want to talk about is some legislation that he did some research on and he brought to light.
Absolutely.
I'll
let you read through this, dude, and we'll talk about it. I wrote down some notes, just quick little research that I did on it. There's a lot more that goes into it, but it's an extremely important topic that needs to be talked about, and so Jake's going to talk about it a little bit.
Okay. This is called the Regional Haze Rule. It's being walked back by our current administration. And so far, since its implementation,
which was in 1999.
93% of national parks have seen air quality improvement under this act. So,
which that is millions of square miles that are seeing massive air quality improvement, and we're just like, fuck it. We're walking that back now.
We're pounds, not ounces,
Yeah.
Like, annually, it cut 500,000 tons of sulfur oxide and 300,000 tons of nitrous oxide from 2007 to 2018. I looked that up. That is because that's when they started monitoring it, like taking actual data.
Yep.
2007, that was from a previous administration, and it went all the way to the Obama administration that it was measured. That was his actual second. The air quality for the United States was his second big thing. If Medicaid failed, he was going to do that instead. Visibility.
This one's crazy.
Went from 90 to 120 miles in western parks, and 50 to 70 miles in eastern parks.
That doesn't sound like, just looking at the numbers, that doesn't sound like a crazy improvement. When you think the difference of 90 to 120 and 50 to 70 miles, and that's just in visibility.
Yeah.
That's not going deeper into account like the actual quality of that air. That's just how far you can see.
This is the sources were the EPA and AP News. Thank you, Angelo, for reading about that.
Yeah, dude.
We got
a couple pages ahead.
There we
go.
All right.
Yeah, no, that so like I said, I did very, very like surface level research on that, just because it was something that I saw pop up, read an article on it, looked a little deeper. But so that act, like I said, it got originally enacted in 1999. March 12th was when our current administration made the decision to walk that rule back, amongst other EPA regulations, which, why the fuck are we walking any environmental regulation back?
So,
And we know the answer why. Money.
Yeah, it's money. The greed of this nation is growing to be astronomical.
Yeah.
We need to start taking care of our people, as we touched on our last podcast.
Absolutely.
But we need to ensure that this resource of this sacred, beautiful, beautiful landscape is left as unimpeded by humans as possible. And you gotta write to your senator. You gotta
write to your congressman, write to your senator, call the fucking White House.
Yeah, call them.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. They have phone numbers that you can call.
You can write an email. They have to read it.
Yep.
They're oh man.
And donate.
Donate.
Go out there, protest, peacefully. Unless, you know what? No, protest peacefully.
Protest peacefully. Do as best you can to get your voice heard.
Absolutely.
Because your voice matters.
Absolutely. It does matter. That is one thing that does make our country great, is the fact that we as citizens can make a stand. We can stand up for the things that we believe in, and we should.
So there's this scene in the movie The Nice Guys.
Great movie.
Great movie. And it was in the mid-'70s, whenever the EPA was about to be put in place, and everybody's like, the birds, and it was true.
The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Yeah. They were protesting because they noticed like a lot of the cars were making a little bit too much smog, killing some birds. And it's crazy how an entire generation of like youth came together, and the administration noticed, and they said, we have to act. We can do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can come together and be the change for our children and our children's children, because it's not too late. Recycle your fucking trash, by the way.
Yep. It's like that old saying, be the change that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely.
And that is not only something we should do as not only human beings but as Americans. But it's something that I feel we're required to do.
Mm-hmm. We have a responsibility for this planet.
Absolutely.
You didn't want to be born, but you are. You got to play the game.
Do something with the gift you got.
Do something with the gift you got.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
It and I think it's important that we bring up topics like this, environmental topics. Obviously, national parks is a big thing for us, but just environmental topics in general. Because I don't think it's talked about enough.
Not at all.
You hear about it.
Yeah.
But majority of the conversations you hear being had when it comes to environmental topics are either very, very broad in the conversation, or you only hear one side of it, and that is the side of corporations.
Yeah. You know why?
Because
corporations,
they got the money.
They got the money to control it. Yeah.
So I think us continuing to bring stuff up like this is important. I think that's you know what, we're gonna make it a segment here on the Backseat Banter podcast.
Stand by for the name.
Yep, we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with it, and we're gonna move straight into our next topic.
Absolutely, dude.
Blue Belt Blues.
The Blue Belt Blues.
Shit, man.
Hell yeah, dude. So I was thinking about some ideas for this episode and not came up with this, but we always have a pretty sizable like jiu-jitsu segment that we talk about, because jiu-jitsu, one, it's fucking cool,
and two, it's a pretty large part of our lives. I wouldn't say it's cheaper than therapy, but it's more fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Not really great on the bones,
not all the time,
or the knees, joints, and honestly the ringworm kind of blows, but like at the end of the day, I could be at a rock climbing gym, and that's not good for anyone.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. But thinking about this topic, one thing I wanted to touch about
Yeah.
one thing I touched on last episode that I wanted to bring up again in this one is I a lot of times have a difficult time with balancing just normal life and jujitsu.
Yeah.
And as I've thought about it more and more, kind of what I've settled on. So I've talked to you about this a million times. I want to give it a shot while I am young enough and physically capable enough to maybe try to go into like professional grappling.
Yeah.
But what I've realized just at this time in my life, it's not necessarily feasible for me. Not yet.
Yeah.
I think in about a year, that's a different story.
Yeah. I would say now is the time to
Right
start making
now,
that groundwork.
Right now, my big thing is I need to focus on the big picture shit. So, first thing, the number one priority in my life is my family, my marriage specifically. And that's my number one priority. So, that will always come before jiu-jitsu, no matter what,
I get
whether
that.
it's now or a year from now.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, as much as I don't want to, I have to prioritize work too. I hate it.
Yeah.
But it's the unfortunate name of the game is that when we go and train, it's all evening classes to where we're not getting out of there until 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Yeah.
And when I work, I have to be up by 5 a.m., 5:15 a.m. So it's just not feasible all the time for me to stay for the open mat and shit, get extra rounds in. So I've been working on kind of creating a schedule for myself. And I think so far, this is my first week that I've really been like practicing this schedule, but so far I feel good about it.
Yeah.
To where I've scheduled out 3 days during the week that I go to jiu-jitsu, and each of those days roughly 2 hours. If I'm not working on the weekend, I'll also hit the open mats on the weekends.
Yeah.
But I have scheduled 3 days that I'm going to classes and I'm learning techniques and I'm getting rounds in.
Yeah.
And for right now, that's what's working. Because I've balanced it to where I am occasionally training on days that I work, but I'm not overdoing it to where like I'm training every single day, getting very little rest. And so like my body feels good, mentally I feel good. Me and Jordan, we went to a fucking arcade yesterday. That shit was sick. Dude, they had this whole VR, like the VR setup, but then you also have the mat that you like run on and shit too.
No kidding?
Dude, it was so fucking
That's
cool.
freaking cool.
It was sick as hell.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude.
It was so cool.
You told me you almost won a PS5. That's about
Yeah,
it.
almost won a PS5.
Heck yeah.
But talking about that, like balancing life with jiu-jitsu, that's what's working for me right now. Is I kind of reprioritized the different things in my life, and unfortunately, right now, jiu-jitsu has to come third.
Yeah.
And as much as I wish I could be training more,
you have priorities now.
I have priorities, but also it has allowed me to, the days that I am going and training, I am training with a lot more intention. I'm going in there intentionally doing things now,
I think
rather than just going just to go.
Whenever you do that and you're in that mindset of, hey, this is number 3 on my list, but I really want it to be higher, you take that passion and you kind of force yourself to make the time count.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
make the reps count.
That's definitely what I've noticed this last like week and a half that I've been practicing this set schedule that I've given myself is when I am on the mat, I am 100% making it count. Like positionals that I've gone to, when I went on, what is today, Thursday? When I went on Tuesday, I went fucking hard,
Good.
bro.
You need to.
And as much as it kind of sucked in the moment because I was so fucking gassed and just like getting my ass beat, I felt good coming out of it.
I've noticed your intensity over the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
Yeah.
There's no more flow rolling with you.
No.
There's no more of that, and I'm good.
Yeah.
We are.
Like, don't get me wrong,
We are-
I love flow
Yeah.
rolling, especially like as a warm up round.
Yeah.
And I like flow rolling for it allows me to be a little more technical. But I've been finding ways to maintain my technique while increasing my pace and intensity.
Yeah.
And I like it.
That's a necessity for what you're aspiring to do. But like balancing life with jiu-jitsu, I don't think it's it's not something you can or can't do. It's something you have to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you
don't
can't-
have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
Either because if you don't figure out that balance, you're either gonna let your life fall apart or you're gonna have to quit jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like there's no in between.
And I'm a firm believer in a man has to have 4 hobbies, or woman, man or woman. You need a intellectual hobby, you need a physical hobby, you need an outdoors hobby, and the third,
Artistic?
Artistic, a creative hobby. And I have made it a point to get each one of those hobbies. I guess my like pyramid right now, the top of the pyramid is my connections,
Mm-hmm.
like just ensuring that I have good connections. Like I want to be the person that people go to in times of trouble. I want to be that good friend.
I want to be the person that I've always needed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I want to be the
exactly.
person that I have always needed in my life.
That and I know if you strive for perfection, you will always end up in greatness. So like you may not be perfect, but you will be great.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it. And first episode, I know we made jokes about this and stuff, but like the overcoming adversity is like that's why we train.
Oh, absolutely.
Like why I train is because it's hard to overcome personal or professional or just even emotional adversity if you do not have at least with me, a physical way to like be like, oh, I'm getting my ass kicked right now.
Absolutely.
I am not being able to breathe by a dude. One guy could hold me down. If one guy could hold me down,
2 dudes can rape you.
yeah, okay. I wasn't gonna say that, but Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know what? Is like that's a fucked up thing to say, but
like,
god damn it, it's true.
Like in that, yeah, you need to know how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And as someone who, we're brushing over this, but yeah, that's a huge motivator for me.
Yeah, and I think like because I have a simple brain. In simple terms, if you want to be able to get through hard shit, you got to do hard shit.
You got to do hard shit.
And
here's one thing that my connections has brought me.
Right.
And my girlfriend is stellar at this. She's very good at compartmentalizing, and she's a driven person.
Yeah.
She is preparing for a competition, and with her team, and she just makes it a point. She plans everything meticulously, and she's like, "This is how I'm going to do it. I'm lacking in this part of my game. I need to work on it." And I strive to emulate that. It's almost magical how she does it. And I'm not just kissing ass, or I am genuinely impressed on how it. And I have taken that, and I've kind of started game planning what I need to do.
Right.
So.
And I think that that kind of plays into, and it's something I wrote down that I wanted to talk about, but that kind of plays into, kind of working through plateaus on the mat.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a great way to really work through those plateaus is like sitting there thinking about parts of your game that maybe you're lacking in
Mhm.
or you're having troubles with, and just set aside time. Say, you know what? Hey, my open guard sucks. My
Yeah.
open guard retention sucks. So you know what? For the next 2 weeks, when I roll, I am playing nothing but fucking open guard.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you work through the
Yeah.
plateaus.
So, and another thing is sit down and think. Try to go back to roles that you're like, man, I really did not do well on that. And I've been doing this with one person that rolls at our gym.
Mhm.
Can't remember your name, but he's really good. He's a white belt.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
was
is
like,
it that taller dude?
yeah,
Yeah, he is good.
he's
I
good.
don't think he's actually a white belt.
I don't think so either.
I think when he because I think he came from like a no-gi only
Yeah.
gym.
They just didn't give
and
him a belt.
They
That makes sense.
They don't really like
That makes sense.
deal with belts and shit there. So when he like came down and started training with us, obviously he started out as a white belt because he's like, I don't know what fucking belt I am, but
Yeah.
like obviously he's been training for a while.
Yeah. So, but I digress. But let's stick to the interim here.
Yeah.
And I try to go back. I'm like, okay, where did I go wrong? And I was like, well, I was way too far forward. He flipped me, and now my side control. Okay,
Mhm.
I could get into side control. I worked on my side control. People ain't going anywhere now.
Yeah.
Now my game plan, and if you're gonna grapple with me at controlled combat in a week and a half, you didn't hear this. Go on side control,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna try to work north south.
Yeah, dude, I
Um,
love using that's been a big part of my side control. How I'm able to maintain it is I use north south. Anytime I start losing
Mhm.
side control, I immediately just transition to north south.
Yeah.
I resettle. Once I feel comfortable, then I start transitioning back to that side mount.
Mm-hmm.
It's worked a lot.
Yeah.
I
Works on
like
me
it.
every time.
I like it.
I really like, especially with Bray yesterday. He's so comfortable in freaking
Dude.
north south.
Yeah.
Like he's really fucking good
Yeah.
at it. And I was just like,
That's
man,
that 10th planet
that's
shit
that
right
10th
there,
planet
dog.
shit. And he was just like, I don't know the name, just do it. Like,
yeah.
just cool as
Well,
cool
because
as a
the
cucumber,
10th
you
planet
know?
guys, they come up with some wacky ass
Mhm.
fucking names for all their stuff.
There's some stuff where it's like you really need to know body position. You need to have
Yeah.
a good, just eye for where your body is.
Right,
Like
right.
especially with that north south choke that we were learning yesterday. It's, you know, yeah, that was good.
Woo!
But staying motivated during plateaus, that's the grind part of.
Yeah, and that's fucking that's not only just combat sports, but that's just life, man. Sometimes you just gotta grind through shit. You're gonna hit plateaus,
Mhm.
not only in jiu-jitsu but just in life. And I think honestly that's where a lot of wrestlers excel is when talking about jiu-jitsu specifically is like they have that grindy fucking mindset just like beat into them for such a long time where it's like when they do hit those plateaus they're like, oh, whatever, dude, like I'm just gonna go fucking train, I'll get through
Yeah.
it.
Well, like even it's not like you're gonna stop doing it.
Right.
So like it's not gonna like
I'm not
if
gonna let a plateau be like, oh well, I guess I'm done doing jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
now,
like,
this
no,
is all I'm
like-
getting, this is as good as I get.
because like you still remember the good times. You're like, oh, I remember. Yeah, that was cool. I did that
Yeah.
and that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's at least I'm not cutting weight. At least I'm not having to do algebra on the fucking bus back at 9:30 at night.
When we start in this fucking PT school though, you're
Yeah.
gonna be doing some fucking math and some science and shit.
No, I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Not up around her.
You gotta do chemistry.
Fine with that. I'm good
That's
with chemistry.
just hard.
It's
bro.
easy, dude. I
No,
fucking
fuck
love
you.
chemistry.
I have always been bad at math and science, and I'm really, really good.
Have you
in,
done
like,
it since you've been in the military?
No.
Exactly. You kind of have.
Well, I did.
You're
math.
a little bit more mature.
I did a math class.
How was that?
I don't know. I cheated through the whole thing.
Okay. I would blur that one out. Academic dishonesty is no joking matter.
Hey, I didn't say when I did it.
That was in high school.
Yeah.
Definitely not college.
Yeah.
Anyway. Anyway, uh,
Going to your like talking about you, your 4 hobbies, right?
mhm,
Important for any person to
yeah,
have 4 hobbies. I feel like I my physical and my like creative hobbies
they're
are
the ones you enjoy.
well, they're almost I tie them together.
Yeah,
I consider jujitsu both of those
it
things.
is not, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So, jujitsu is more of a physical and a community-based hobby.
Right.
Like, it's not as creative. Yeah, there's creative elements to it, and it's a lot of overcoming adversity. But a creative hobby, you need to start working that other side of your brain. That like, oh, what color goes well? What
Mhm.
word should I use here?
Well, I
Like,
do a lot of writing
yeah,
too.
and that's why
Yeah.
I'm I think I know what you were getting at. Like I just think it's important to, especially with writing, because I write as well, and I write a lot of scripts and like movies. I storyboard a lot. I think there's a lot of things I want to see. Probably will never come to fruition, but hey, it's for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, you know, and I think it's just really important to know how to express yourself through words in a smart and concise manner.
Oh, for sure.
Uh,
For
it,
sure.
it's invaluable in all things.
Yeah, and especially you look at we're both getting close to getting out of the Navy
Yeah,
now. Pretty soon here we're gonna be handing out resumes and doing interviews,
yeah,
and knowing how to speak intelligently. Airplane,
it's okay.
they could probably hear us still,
Yeah.
but knowing how to speak intelligently, uh, it's a vital fucking thing that it's being lost.
It ain't.
Honestly,
It's it's going away.
yeah,
Like we have some newer guys at the other squadron, and they come in.
bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I
god.
could definitely tell they went to high school during COVID. Let me just say that. Let me just say that.
Or like, dude, me and Jordan have been watching this one girl on TikTok, and she tells just like the most unhinged stories of like
High schoolers?
no, she's like 28,
Oh,
um, but she just goes out and parties every weekend, right? Whatever, everyone's got
if you're
their
into
thing,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
She goes out and parties every weekend, and then every Tuesday she does like a recap of everything that happened over the weekend. It's fucking wild, dude. She gets into some crazy shit, but she's 28 years old and she's nonstop using like Gen Z slang, which I feel so fucking old saying
Yeah.
that. But like, not half the time I have no idea what the fuck she's talking
Yeah,
about.
well, like look at her job. Like one of my good friends is a 39-year-old man.
Yep.
Like I'm like,
But then you also kick it with like 18-year-olds
yeah,
fresh out of high school, and it's
well, I
weird.
wouldn't say
I mean,
I
I
wouldn't
kick
say
it with.
kick
I
it
don't
with
kick it
them.
with them, but
Let's
like
pump the
you're
brakes on
you're
that, but-
around them.
Mhm.
It's so the military is so
They
weird.
can't get
with
into
that.
where I kick it. Okay,
Yeah.
there's
The-
an ID check at the door.
The military is so weird with that. Like you think about it coming into the military at like 18 and
Yeah.
like your homies with some fucking like 35-year-old
Yeah.
divorced dad.
And like I know college is like everybody goes back to school at every portion of their life, but I think the military has you beat here.
Yeah.
We got
There's so much like
There's so-
age diversity. It's insane.
especially like in the reserves, they have like
Yeah.
38-year-old third classes.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Were you on the USS Constitution? Yes. Our apologies.
We'll cut that out.
We'll edit that out. But yeah. Vacation.
Dude.
Let's so me and my girlfriend were talking. We're probably gonna take a nice little road trip to Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When are you guys thinking about doing that?
That's a great question. This is a text conversation we had
Okay.
earlier today,
Yeah.
and I'm super stoked.
So, what if she wants to go around the time frame that you want to go to Thailand?
Well, Thailand. I looked at how many fucking vaccines I need to get approved
Okay.
to go.
Like because of the military or just
Yeah,
in general?
because of the military.
Oh, yeah.
I won't get approved in time. Well said, sir. Man, that stank.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Yeah, that's I didn't even think about that. Going to
Yeah.
Thailand would probably be a lot easier after we're out of the military.
Yeah,
Huh?
and I'm kind of considering it, especially since we have things that I would like to do this year. So I think Germany trip's probably back on,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna spitball to Haley. Haley, if you're watching, and I hope you are, let's go to Germany. Let's
Yeah,
spend a week in Germany. Screw it, you know.
yeah.
You're only young once.
And that's the cool thing about like going to Europe is
Mhm.
you can get around Europe so easily
So
and
easy.
so cheaply. Like you're in Germany, you're in Berlin, you hop on a train and you're in a different country 2
Yeah.
hours later,
And
and it's like $30.
I want to go to the Alps.
Oh, that
I
would
wanna
be
go- I
so
wanna
cool,
do the Alps.
dude. That would
Oh.
be so cool.
And I've been told, because I definitely stayed local and didn't go anywhere
Right,
in Germany
right.
when I was there.
Right.
I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Everywhere you look in the Alps, it's like the Grand Canyon. It's like your eyes see it, but your brain can't comprehend how beautiful it is.
Right.
And it's
right.
like,
Dude, that's how Glacier is,
Really?
too. Oh my god.
I've seen the pictures. And
like driving that. So they have like one main road that goes through the park. It's called Going to the Sun Road, and driving it from the west entrance going to the east side of the park. Oh my god, dude! It is absolutely insane. Like you're sitting there. It's such a narrow road
Yeah.
too. Like it feels sketchy because
Yeah.
it's like you're here. The car coming the opposite direction. Like there's maybe
There has to
a
be-
2-foot gap
Yeah.
in between you guys. And then on the other side, it's like maybe 2-foot wall, and then like 200-foot drop.
Yeah.
It is fucking insane. It
Jeez
is the
Louise.
most beautiful fucking drive I've ever been on, though.
God.
Don't go to Glacier. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
don't go to Glacier. It's awful.
Literally, only me and my wife
Yeah.
go there because we hate ourselves. Yeah, dude. But me and Jordan were also thinking about going to Florida.
Mhm.
I think we're shooting. Well, we're going for our anniversary, so it's gonna be like end of August.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go to Key West.
That would be a great time to be driving.
I think we're gonna fly.
Yeah.
She was supposed to fly up to Ohio, I think around the holidays, and we ended up canceling the flight. And so American Airlines gave us like a flight credit for that amount.
Yeah.
So it was like $400 and that I can apply to another ticket for.
I still have like $3,000 of flight credit.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Damn,
We could-
son.
Haley, let's go to Vegas. Nah. I have an idea of how we could retire. I don't know though.
I'm excited to go to Key West. One of the dudes I work with, he was born in Haiti.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. But when his family moved to the U.S., they moved to Key West, and that's where he grew up. And I mentioned to him that we're planning on going to Key West, and he's like, "Are you guys going during Fantasy Fest?"
Yeah. Fantasy Fest. I was talking with Jeremy.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah.
He's doing great, by the way.
Good.
And he was like, "Yeah, Fantasy Fest is kind of a fever dream,
Dude.
It's wild."
I had never heard of it until he mentioned it to me, and so I like started looking it up, and immediately had to clear my fucking search history because I have never seen something so crazy.
Yeah.
Essentially, if you guys don't know what Fantasy Fest is, think of being in Florida, right? Palm trees, beaches, whatever. And then also combine it with Bourbon Street in New Orleans, bars, clubs everywhere, thousands of people walking up and down the street, and then make all those people naked. And that's Fantasy Fest.
Yeah. It's like a swinger thing, isn't it?
So, I mean, I have to imagine it.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if
gotta
it's
be.
like always been a swinger thing, but it definitely is now.
I got big swinger vibes in
Key West in general is
Yeah,
just like a
it-
swinger
like, I think
place.
that's that's where you go if you swing.
Like I was the last time I went to Key West, which was the only time I've ever been to Key West, but walking around and ended up making friends with some people that are from that area, and one of the guys on the crew that I was down there with mentioned like, oh, I heard someone mentioned to me about this bar. It's called Garden of Eden, and I was like, that sounds a little. But so I asked these locals about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, unless you're trying to swing, don't
Don't go there. Yeah.
And I was like, all right,
Cool. Guess I'll
word.
skip that.
Appreciate the heads
The
up, because
yeah.
this person that brought up going there
Mhm.
ended up going
Ooh.
because I didn't get a chance to tell them this
Okay. I was
information
like,
before they went.
like, yeah. Why do you think I'm going?
And they came back maybe 10 minutes later, and I was like, so how was it? And he was like, well, so I found out it's a 3-floor bar. And I was like, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
First story was just like a normal bar.
Mhm.
Second story was like kind of just more like a normal bar, but like more intimate setting, I guess.
Yeah.
Third story was just nude.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, that's definitely a fucking swinger bar for
That's
sure.
It's a choice. It's not particularly my choice, but it is a choice.
I did feel kind of bad that he went before I was able to tell him, like, hey, maybe don't. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, sure, you feel real bad, don't you?
But yeah, like I said, we're looking at going to Key West. I'm excited about it.
What
I
bars
think
you going to?
Huh?
What bars you going to?
Dude, I honestly stuck with the gay bars.
Really?
I didn't pay for a single drink the entire time I was there.
I know Jordan will love it.
Yeah, and the
drag bar,
show,
the drag
shows,
yeah,
are
that was a
sick.
lot of fun.
They're
I
sick.
really enjoyed it.
They are such a good time.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you they're not,
they're full of shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I do want to go to Ireland really bad.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan been trying to plan it out for like 3
I think that's
years.
a post-Navy.
Yeah,
you know?
the Navy does really like it.
It limits
It just
travel.
makes it so fucking hard to travel outside of the country. Like even just going to like Hawaii is hard. But I really want to go to Ireland specifically because of like my family history with Ireland. If you couldn't tell, I'm really short, so it's fitting for an Irish person.
Yeah.
But so like, I have Irish on both sides of my family, but it's a lot stronger on my dad's side. His grandparents on his mother's side were from Ireland, so my great grandparents.
Yeah.
Super like cool story too. So his grandparents moved from Belfast to Wyoming.
Wild.
Super random, I guess. But they moved to Wyoming. This is my dad's great grandparents. They moved to Wyoming. And then his grandmother was born in Wyoming. They stayed there until she was like 3. And based on the records that I can find, it seems like they moved back to Belfast, and then she returned back to the United States when she was like 18.
That just brings up like a whole bunch of questions. As to, like,
that's what
why?
I'm saying.
Like, give me the reasons. I want to know the story.
Because it's like I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I base this because I was able to find the like the Ellis Island records from when they originally came to the U.S. and when my great-grandmother came back to the U.S. when she was like 18. I can't find anything in between that, though.
So I did, during COVID, I got real deep into Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
And I went all the way back to the Civil War and a little bit before that, but before that, it was kind of hard for me to like figure it out. There was these 2 brothers on my grandmother's dad's side.
Yeah.
And they were at the Battle of Gettysburg. There's actual documentation, like of a newspaper clipping of like, hey, the first muster, these 2 guys were here. The muster after the battle, only one of the brothers showed up.
Oh.
The other brother was like, well, I gotta find this guy.
Goes
all the way back to the battlefield, and this is like 100 and something miles away.
Damn.
And like starts looking through like the dead and the wounded, because like apparently you just got left there, like which was wild.
Yeah.
Finds his brother and goes back to Michigan with his brother who's been wounded.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
What
the fuck?
Yeah, it was like there's a newspaper newspaper article about it.
That's
And
fucking
it
crazy.
was nuts.
Could you
And
imagine like doing something like that now?
well, first of all, like everybody that like went to war back in those days were like the story of Joshua Chamberlain,
Mhm.
like how he started leading
Yeah.
that regiment for Maine.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's a major. He's like, why? He's the first one in the recruiting office. Next two guys are lieutenants. So
It's
we're
fucking
there, guys.
Crazy, dude.
And he's the reason we're a united country right now
Oh,
at the Battle
yeah.
of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
And we will be doing some history podcasts.
Oh yeah, dude. We're both history buffs.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're fucking history buff, that's for sure.
No, I also did a lot of like the So on top of what I did, like I have other family members that really got into our like ancestry too. So I was able to kind of piece together from what they found too. So my oldest brother Ronnie, we have different dads, and
Yeah.
on his dad's side, he found out that he's directly related. I don't remember. I think it's the Hatfields, like from the Hatfield
And
McCoy
that's pretty fucking
conflict. He's
that's
directly
nuts.
related to them. And then I found on my maternal grandmother's side, dude, our American history goes way fucking back. I found on her side of the family, a major in the American Continental Army during the American Revolution.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, dude.
That is crazy.
And then like military history goes all the way back on her side, and then on my maternal grandfather's side, so my grandfather him and his twin brother were both in the Air Force during Korea.
Yeah.
And then their older brother was in the Army in World War II.
Yeah.
Older brother, killed in action,
Yeah.
got the Bronze Star in Normandy for single-handedly taking out a German gunner's nest and sacrificing his life.
That is...
Literally, like, I read the write-up on it. He essentially, his whole fucking platoon was held up by this gunner's nest. He dropped all of his gear, grabbed 2 frags, bum rushed the gunner's nest, threw the frags in while getting shot. Gunner's nest taken out, he died.
That's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like he's like, hey, a lot of us could die or just one of us, you know.
I will sacrifice my life for Pakistan.
Yeah.
But super fucking crazy story. Like my mom still has the original presidential write-up, has a picture of my great grandma shaking hands with FDR.
Yeah. That first of all, that's nuts.
Yeah.
FDR was like God during World War II.
Yeah.
Like he was the man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And then so my grandpa and his twin brother Jack, they were both Air Force stationed in Japan during the Korean War, and my grandpa's twin brother, he flew on, I don't remember what platform it was. I want to say it was a B-2. No, not B-2.
Definitely wasn't a B-2.
No, not B-51, B-52. One of the old bombers.
I think it was a B-57. We looked it up.
Might have been.
Like it was like the weird canopy.
Yeah.
And it was a B-57. It was a weather.
Yeah, so
it was converted to the weather.
It was a bomber that got converted to a weather reconnaissance platform. And so kind of cool that the aircrew lineage goes back to the Korean War. You
Okay,
know?
let's
that got my Navy fucking juices flowing there a little bit.
Maybe tone those juices down a little bit. Okay.
But so
this isn't a military podcast, I gotta say.
I know.
We're talking a lot about the military.
Cool history shit.
Yeah, this is cool history shit.
They were coming in after flying a mission, night landing at, I want to say it was Kadena Air Force Base. And about 3 miles out from final, they skirted the top of some trees, plane went down.
Yeah.
They took out like 3 civilian homes, and the entire crew died, including my grandpa's twin brother.
Jeez.
And I had always heard that story, but I wanted to like find paperwork on it or something, and so I requested his military records from the National Archives, and they sent me his whole fucking record, and it has everything in it about it.
That's freaking nuts.
And I was like, that is so cool that you can do that.
Yeah.
So I immediately requested his my grandpa's records
Mhm.
and then their older brother's records as
Yeah.
well. And in doing so, I found out the oldest brother, the one in World War II, right before he got shipped to Normandy, he went AWOL for like a month and a half.
Jesus Christ.
Like he just went home
I
and
would
came
like, I
back
gotta
and
go fight Nazis?
and he
The dapper dudes
yeah.
that are killing Jews? No. I'm gonna go home.
And so he came back and they're like, all right, well, have fun in Europe. And he went. And that was
They're like, hey, any other time you'd be in the brig, but
yeah. We're fighting a war.
we can't really spare you.
Which that was the other crazy part too. He hadn't been in the army very long.
Yeah.
And when he was killed in action, he was a sergeant.
Yeah. That's crazy. You know why? Wonder what caused him to promote is, well,
He
my first
volunteered.
sergeant got his legs blown off, and
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
the oldest guy, and I was here the longest, so
No,
I'm the sergeant.
Yeah.
I kind of can read a map, and my helmet fits me perfectly. So
Yeah. But it's just it was cool like looking all this stuff up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously not cool that like people
died.
my family members
Yeah.
died, but
It's part
it
of
was
your
cool
history.
to learn about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of what made me me.
It's part of what makes America America.
Yeah,
We are just
yeah.
a whole bunch of individuals with stories.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like,
Absolutely.
one of my
dude.
favorite things to do is to watch Ken Burns like documentaries.
Oh yeah.
And just Ken Burns, he knows how to do a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you went to Aldi or Ollie's?
Or no, it was Ollie's. Yeah.
Ollie's.
Dude, I love Ollie's.
Ollie's
so
is
much.
great.
We just went there recently. What did we get
Yeah.
from there?
I got like some mats to make sure my
I thought we got like some podcast shit from there. I don't remember what though. Or we were we
were
went to look for like tapestries
yeah,
and shit to hang
that's right.
up.
That's right.
Um,
Because we're trying to ball on a budget.
yeah,
So
you know, I mean, I'm willing to like invest a little bit. Like
Mhm.
we need to
yeah,
we need to
upgrade
this shit.
this stuff.
But I'm not trying to fucking drop unless we start making a name for ourselves
Yeah.
here.
And we are.
Yeah.
Almost 50 people have listened. Almost.
But I love Ollie's.
Mhm.
But for a while there, I stopped going to Ollie's. And for this story, for the reason of this story that I'm about to tell. So right around when we moved here,
Yeah.
was just trying to get like cheap decor shit for the house
Mhm.
because we didn't have much. And so I went to Ollie's because I had an Ollie's right by where I grew up. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh, dude, this place is cheap. They have fucking everything. So I go there and I'm walking around the store. I'm just looking at random shit. I'm a window shopper. I like just kind of looking at shit. And next thing I know, there's this dude that comes up, just like turns a corner into the aisle that I'm in.
When I
and-
first heard this story, I didn't know he was in the store.
Yeah.
He was inside the store, like
Yeah.
stalking him.
Yeah, he like
Like-
turns the corner and just like beelines at me and just starts talking to me. I'm like, oh, okay, weird, but like I'm new to the area, so like maybe people around here are just like fucking talkative or conversational or something.
Not around there.
I found out no, and we'll get into that. So he starts talking to me and he's talking to me about like, oh, he just got out of jail and he's trying to find a job and he's trying to get his kids back from his baby mama, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that's rough. I'll see you later,
Bummer.
man.
Best of luck.
Yeah, and so I grab I grab a couple things from the store and I head up to the counter, and I'm waiting in line, and I realize I still hear his voice like talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around, this dude's standing behind me, still talking to me, even though I have not acknowledged him. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So get up to the counter and I'm checking out and he's still talking to me. He doesn't have anything in his hands. Why is he standing in line with me? And so it clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, this dude's about to fucking like, he's either trying to get money from me or he's about to rob me. Like, I don't know what the fuck's about to
Yeah.
happen, but like, this dude's gonna follow me.
The
to my
alarm
car.
bells are going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I looked at the cashier. I'm like, hey, while he's fucking rambling, he wasn't listening to what I was doing. And I'm like, hey, this dude's about to follow me out to my car. And the cashier, she looked at me. She's like, do you want me to like do something? Do you want me to get my manager? Do you want me to call the police? And I'm like,
All of the
No,
above.
well, so in my brain, I'm still like thinking like, oh, okay, maybe this dude he's just a talker,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, no, I don't want to like, go fucking all out because some random guy started talking to me. So I was like, no, don't worry about it. And so she finishes checking me out. I start walking out of the store, and I I didn't notice him like
Mm-hmm.
following me anymore. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. And so I walk out, and sure as shit, he walks out right behind me.
you.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right. I still hear him talking. He's still talking to me. I don't know what he's talking about because I'm pretty sure he only had about 3 teeth left in his mouth. So he was either on something or
Coming off of something.
coming off something, or something
Yeah.
just wasn't right up in the old noggin there. Um, and so I walked to my car, and he's still following me, still talking to me. And I look, and I was like, hey man, like you have a great day. Like I gotta get home. And I unlock the car, I open the door, and he grabs the door behind me. And I was like, okay, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And I immediately just fucking throw a headlock on him.
Yeah.
Like, wrap his shit up. And I don't want to hurt the guy, but, like, I'm squeezing that motherfucker. I'm like, you're like,
you're not going anywhere.
yeah,
Like,
it's like, I'm not trying to hurt him, but I'm not letting the guy go because I don't know if he's got shit in his pockets. I don't know what he's got going on. And as I have him in this headlock, he's still talking. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what do you have to talk about that is so important?
I have you in a death hold right now.
Like,
let's simmer down.
I don't even know how he was still able to talk
Yeah.
because I was squeezing the fuck out of him. And he's not fighting me on it. He's just fucking like accepting that he's in a headlock and still having a conversation.
This is the hand I was dealt.
Yep.
You know?
And so I have him there. I'm squeezing the piss out of this fucking dude, and I just start dragging him up to back to the front of the store. And as I'm walking up, the manager walks out of Ollie's, and I was like, okay, cool. Like at least they like watched to make sure that like everything was cool.
Yeah.
And he starts walking out, and he's like, hey man, sorry, fucking, he's done this a few times. We'll take care of it. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Why do you have him in the store then?
Like,
he hasn't bought shit, probably.
Yeah, if you know the guy and you know that he does this shit to people, why are you just letting him fucking come in the store and just like kick it?
It's cold out there.
Like, I am half convinced they just like let this dude nap in the back, and he just like strolls around and does whatever. Thankfully, I haven't seen the guy.
Yeah.
Since I'm a little nervous to see the guy,
like,
because
hey, that's my good buddy.
He gave me a really tight hug, dude. It was awesome.
He really embraced me whenever I couldn't get my kids and I just got out of jail.
But it kept me from going to Ollie's for a while. Jordan won't go near the fucking place. Especially so right next to Ollie's is that grocery store.
Yeah.
And the last time she went there, she was just grabbing. I think I was cooking dinner. I needed a couple things, so she ran up to the store for me and just grabbing shit. And she had like this old dude that was just following her up and down the aisles. And I think she said at one point she noticed like he took his phone out and was like trying to take a picture of her or something. And it was like, dude, that is fucking human trafficking 101 right there.
Like, how much you give me for this one? Like, Jesus Christ.
Fuck that, bro. Yeah. People are fucking sketchy nowadays.
They are disgusting nowadays.
It is that it's kind of one of the reasons that I like initially, we've been talking about like, oh, going to school for physical therapy, but like right now I'm going to school for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And I think that was like one of the reasons why I initially chose something like cybersecurity is there are people out there that, if you don't know this, I'm going to drop some fucking knowledge on you real quick. If you're posting pictures of your children on social media or anywhere on the internet, stop.
Reconsider.
No, don't reconsider. Stop. And I'm going to tell you why. So there are people that get paid to go on social media accounts and find photographs of children. They pull those photographs of children, and AI is fucking crazy nowadays. They're able to utilize AI to create pornographic images based on these images of children. And then those images are sold on dark web websites.
Yep. I was not expecting that.
That's a thing. That happens
Jesus Christ,
every
dude.
day.
Oh,
I tell like my sister and my sister-in-law, because they're always posting, on Snapchat or Facebook, oh, it's so and so's birthday, or we went and did this. And every time they post some shit, I always call them like, stop fucking doing this, because I promise you, no matter how innocent you think that picture is, there are people out there that are mining these pictures of children and turning it into porn. And it is fucking sick. And so I bring that up because I think that is why initially I chose like cybersecurity as something that I wanted to study
Yeah.
because of shit like that.
Yeah.
There's investigatory units and groups that go after people that are doing that.
Yeah.
And to people that are doing that, fucking bravo. Like, you're doing great. You have a great fucking mission that you're working on there.
I could not even fathom the horrible, horrible, awful shit that you saw. Like, my first neighbor when I moved here, he was a special agent for a he wasn't NCIS. He was in other branches. And he was
like CID or something like that.
Yeah. He was put on that.
Dude.
Like, he was put on, like, if this was happening to like a former service member or current service member, he had to investigate it.
Yeah.
He had to watch it. He got special classes, and he had to testify of the verification of what was going on in those videos. And it's
sick.
disgusting. And he's like, I remember just innocently, I was walking to my car with my dog, and his daughter said hi, and I was like, oh, hi. And he was just that dad instinct. He fucking stormed out. He's like, get out. And I was like, dude, I'm your neighbor. I was literally going to dinner at his place that night.
Sometimes it's your neighbors. Sometimes
it's your neighbors.
It's your dad.
Or
your uncle, or your fucking. More often than not, it's a family member.
Yeah, and it's fuck. We need to get past this.
But
I'm getting it.
I only brought that up because that I think is why I like initially started going down like the cybersecurity route, and like I was saying, that work is extremely commendable. I've just more recently kind of had the realization that it's just not work that it's just not for me.
Yeah.
I love that idea of doing that mission of fucking tracking down and hunting down these sick fucks that are doing shit like that.
Yeah.
But I've always my entire life have had like a passion for like physical wellness, fitness, shit like that, and that's where I'm kind of realizing more recently that like a physical therapy route might be something I'm more interested in.
I just want to help people.
Yeah, dude. And that was my intention with cybersecurity. It's it's not that I'm not like passionate about that stuff. I just the day-to-day nitty-gritty of what cybersecurity work is just like meh,
Like, and I need something that'll like
I need to be mentally fucking
stimulated.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I need to critically think. I need to tailor each problem to a solution. Have a good line of how I could, help this person.
Right.
So, kind of my story of the week is.
Yeah, we were talking about crackhead at
we were.
So let's get back on.
Let's get back on something funny. So my beautiful, lovely, lovely gossip girl, and I we like to go shoot pool after we go have dinner once a week. We went to a new place, a little bit of a dive bar. It was a good scene. And we had to wait for a little bit to get a table, pool table, and we were playing doubles, so 2v2.
Nice.
And first game goes around, we're killing it.
Hell yeah.
We are killing this. It was a good game. They played a hell of a show. We came up on top. And then second game comes around, and the dude is like one of the dudes super chill.
Yeah.
former service member. I was chatting with him. Other dude was kind of like he was dude bro. He had a douchey shirt
Kind of
on.
like the frat boy fucking vibe.
Nah, he was more of a blue collar. I know what's better.
Oh, okay, okay.
Smib.
Yeah,
Definitely that.
yeah.
And my apologies for saying that, but he he didn't mind I was doing good, but because my girlfriend is my girlfriend and therefore a girl, he didn't like how good she was doing. Because the second game I was kind of lacking. She was fucking sinking them. The pockets just called her name, and he was just getting fucking pissed. Like you could see it in the shots. Like he was just like
started taking like more aggressive fucking
more
shots.
like doing like the toxic fucking man shit.
My
Like
God.
ugh. Anyway, wouldn't shake her hand after the game.
Ew, dude.
Yeah, it was like, dude, what the fuck? We weren't even playing for money.
Like
we weren't
this is
even
just
playing for money.
fun,
This
bro.
is just for fun. And oh man, but that's my story.
Ew.
And-
I fucking hate dudes like that.
Yeah.
Like, calm your little ass down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm little, but he's little. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little person to, like, that.
He had such
Ew.
shitty tattoos too. Like I was just like, ugh. Ugh.
What a fucking loser, bro.
Dude, I don't know what his parents were drinking whenever they were pregnant, but it wasn't water.
I don't know. Like I said, I fucking hate people like that. Like, get over yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in life that is that serious to fucking get stressed
Especially
about.
not a goddamn game that you're playing on a Tuesday at a bar.
Yeah. Not even for money.
Yeah,
Like,
not
you're
even
literally
for
just fucking, you're just shooting around.
Yeah. And like,
That's annoying. I hate that. I hate that for you.
and I hate that for her. Like, because like I was like noticing like, man, he's getting a little aggressive, like with the shots.
Ew, dude.
And ugh, but she took it like a champ. She's like, oh,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
used to it.
Word.
Like I was like, yeah,
Well, yeah, because y'all do play pool and
Yeah,
shit.
we
like,
do.
that's, I feel like that's probably something she, as a girl, like playing in pool bars and shit. It's probably something she has to deal with. You remember Hauser?
yeah,
Her and her husband used to like competitively play pool.
yeah, no,
And she one time invited like me and a few other people out to like a pool tournament in OKC, just like come hang out, watch them play. And I was like, okay, yeah, it was fucking Saturday. I didn't have shit going on.
Yeah.
So we went up. Didn't realize how serious people took pool tournaments.
Yeah.
It was like anytime someone they were running probably 12 tables at a time. Anytime someone was taking a shot, the whole place went silent. And I was like, so it was silent most of the time we were there.
this isn't at all what I would.
But they took it dummy serious. But it would granted a more competitive environment. But the dudes would do that same shit to her too, where like she was just sitting there fucking whooping ass.
She was really good at pool.
She was really,
and
good
I
at
knew
pool.
that because the pool. You ever go to Louisiana?
Yeah.
Stay in that?
Yeah.
They had a pool table.
Yeah.
And I remember she was.
Dude, she would just run
She
it.
would be. I think I broke, and then she just went
Ran
1
it.
for 8. You
Yeah.
know, like.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
But dudes would do that to her all the time. Like she would win, and they would just like fucking drop the pool cue on the table and walk away. I was like,
my
dude,
God.
get the fuck out! It's a game of pool.
Like,
Granted, yeah, like yes, okay, you're in a tournament, like a more competitive thing, but like, are you really? You think about in 5 minutes, you're gonna care that you just got your ass whooped by a girl? No, you're not. You're not. Is it affecting you going to work tomorrow morning? No, it's not. So maybe take that little dick energy you got going on there and fucking walk away with it.
Jesus Christ, dude. Some people's kids.
Some
man.
people's fucking kids. I swear, dude.
Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, this is the Backseat Banter podcast.
I'm Jake,
and I'm Angelo.
You have a great day.